you want to join us, our number is 260-1870, text 870-870. There are examples. I'll get to more of your calls here in just a moment, but I want to bring up this issue about rage in America. There are examples of new rage in America that are part of the daily news. I mean, we hear it every day. And while rage is acknowledged, there does appear to be no sign that the root problem is being addressed. Last night, in the NFL game between the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday Night Football, there was a vicious hit on Ravens quarterback Joe Flacco, knocked him out of the game. It was a vicious hit. His helmet came off. He just looked absolutely stunned. But that has not been the only hit to the head of a player that has drawn a lot of attention recently. Also, we've got 5 teenagers in jail today in Michigan after second-degree murder charges were filed against the teens for dropping a 6-pound rock on the windshield of a van traveling through an underpass. The driver of the car was killed. The teens, ranging in age from 15 to 17, now face second-degree murder charges. Was this just a teen prank, or was this an expression of rage? This week, a driver pulled over, stopped, and walked over to a cyclist, punched him in the face after they had a disagreement on the road. And the cyclist was wearing a camera, a body cam. So, I mean, you see the punch coming right at you because he had a camera on his helmet. And road rage incidents are a daily occurrence. We experience it all the time driving around New Orleans or whatever city you're in. Rage may be an intrinsic part of human reaction to some situations, but it seems like the degree and frequency of rage in America has reached a frightening tipping point. With technology today, with communications, with the many outlets of social media, these things exacerbate every moment of life. But beyond the prevalence of sharing every moment of life, there's been an increase, I think, in the intensity of hate and rage in America. Football's always been a very physical sport. It's a contact sport. But I don't recall what I've seen in recent years. I don't recall this in the past. Seeing so many attempts to hit an opposing player in the head, also on the college level. The talk about what is illegal, what is an illegal hit? Is it helmet to helmet? Did he hit in the... This is a bigger discussion than it ever was. And I realize the NFL has new rules concerning this, but I in watching football over the years, I don't remember this being an issue. And so it seems to me that this is a hint, this helmet-to-helmet contact, this tendency to want to go for the head. This is, I think this is part of the rage and hate that we have in America. In the Dolphins-Ravens game last night, this hit to Joe Flacco's head appeared to reflect this pattern of rage in the league. Road rage that you and I see every day is symptomatic of rage in America. I mean, here in New Orleans, we have witnessed extensive news coverage of 2 prominent road rage incidents involving NFL players that led to the use of a gun to satisfy the rage, and 2 people are dead and many lives have been changed forever. The hate that I witnessed firsthand on this radio show is a new phenomenon. I mean, there were always people who didn't like me. There's always hate. You don't have to like everybody. I get that. But the degree of hate that I read on Facebook with the posts, that I hear on the air, that I get from text, proves to me that there's a new intensity of hate in America. I mean, all these years that I've been in radio, I've never experienced this. The hate is so great that many Americans who consider themselves patriotic Americans have forsaken their respect for our precious First Amendment in the name of arguing that somebody should not express a challenging opinion. And the manifestation of that hate leads to absurd name-calling and personal attacks. There's a temptation to blame the tone of President Trump's words and actions for hate in America. But I think that temptation is flawed. President Trump didn't cause the hate as much as he came along at a time when the act of hating, malicious hating, has become a recreational sport. There's an unprecedented amount of hate ingrained in every level of life in America. And it's difficult to comprehend why. Because, we really have it pretty good here. Most striking is this sense that there's nothing on the horizon suggesting that the hate will diminish. In fact, at this point, it seems like it's only going to increase. From hits in the head of football players to teenagers dropping rocks off overpasses to passing cars below, to the outright hate now associated with political disagreement, to everyday road rage. Rage in America is now an integral part of living in America. The temptation is to look for a leader who's going to lower the volume of hate. But do we need a leader? Maybe we need to do a better job as individuals dealing with our own hate and our own rage. As individuals, we have the power to recognize the role that hate plays in our society, and we have the power to change. It starts with respecting others and not taking everything so personally. These are keys. You and I can disagree when it comes to opinion. And that doesn't have to lead to hate, or it doesn't have to lead to the suggestion that I don't even have a right to express my opinion because you disagree with me. Now, look, this show gets a tremendous amount of support. And most of the texts and most of the calls that I get are calls of support. But the degree of hate and rage and how that has increased in the last couple of years is very alarming. If you would like to join us with a comment this afternoon, our number is 260-1870, area code 504-260-1870. Text number is 870-870. Here's our Party Jaguar opinion poll. Is hate in America increasing, or does social media just expose the hate that was already there? Give us your opinion. Go to WWL.com. I'm Scoot, and we'll be back.